final conversation. A political party is expected to thrive on shared goals and unity of purpose, not the dominance of disgruntled voices. It is on this note that the governors on the platform of the People's Democratic Party PDP insisted that the party's national convention slated for the 15th of November will hold as scheduled. The PDP governors warned the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Nyesom Wike, and others against derailing the national convention of the party. They also stated that the convention is both a constitutional requirement and a necessity to reposition the party ahead of 2027, stressing that no individual interests should override the collective direction of the PDP. Tunde, I mean, why are the PDP governors so determined, to hold the convention on November 15, despite Nyesom Wike's resistance?
Well, we have to know that in any political setting, in any political party, there are interests, there are schemes, and there are a lot of factors in play. Everybody wants to make sure that your own interest is well protected. It's a question of interest and power. So for that, the 11 governors of the PDP has everything to rescue the party, because this is that date is going to determine, that effort is going to determine whether the PDP is going to sink or swim. Because if they are unable to do it, which means the schisms that has been in the party in the last 5 years has remained, and it will remain divided. Mark you, the PDP was divided down the line during the 2023 elections. So if they are able to put their house in order because of interest, you see, like I keep on telling people that some people who left the PDP, they left because of ambition. Don't let us believe that because they want to rescue Nigeria. If their ambition is not realized on the platform of their party, they move to another party. But the ability of these governors to reconcile with Wike and others, because whether we like it or not, there are two strong tendencies in the PDP, is in what is left of the PDP today.
So the PDP, one block,
the
Nyesom Wike and his PDP governors, one block, and Nyesom Wike and his allies,
and some former governors, and some former governors and stakeholders. The eminent,
another block,
another block. So the conversation now is that sphere of influence. He's talking about Ebonyi State, that they must have Ebonyi, Anambra, and Ekiti State, that those congresses have to be held. You see, that's why I said it's a game of number. They are playing politics within themselves. And the others are saying that whether it is heard or not, they want to assume that nothing is wrong with Ebonyi, Enugu, and Ekiti congresses. And Wike is saying there is something that is wrong. So if they don't come to the negotiating table and agree to disagree, my fear is that if the PDP should lose that momentum November, the party may not be won again. Because by November, by the time we enter January next year, it is a question of we have 12 months to election. So they have to determine this year. But like I said, it's about interest. Because some of the governors, mind you, they have interest in that election that is coming. Either a sitting governor or they want to contest for another position. So, and this is about the last chance the PDP has. Me, I am interested in the fact that I still prefer that the PDP should be reunited to pose a very strong opposition to the ruling party than some other ragtag parties that are dominated by people. You can see clearly that those people who are looking for a platform have left PDP. Like former governor of this state said, Lamido said that they should not allow nomadic politicians to return to the PDP. The numbers probably have left. So let those who remain reconcile themselves and have that particular national convention.
Talking about reconciliation, I mean, what are the possible risks of going ahead with the convention without reconciliation with Nyesom Wike and his allies?
Okay, Gbenga, let me put it this way so that we don't confuse our viewers. He has said it all. I just want to build on the points he made. It's about the interest of the politicians. It is about the interest. Look at the states he mentioned. These are states that are not ruled by PDP. All the governors that are saying, let's go ahead with the convention, they are in charge of the structure what has happened in their congresses. These are the people, when it is time to do primaries, to do stuff, these are the people that would determine the candidates. These are the people that would even elect the people that will be in the NWC. So somebody, Wike and his team, they don't want to lose grip on taking hold of the structure in the party. This has nothing to do with whether risk or no risk. The risk is among themselves. Because for these governors to come, but I think what I like about what they are doing is that the person chairmaning the committee, that's Fintiria, right? It's a friend of Wike. And he said that I am going to consider the interest of the party above friendship. Now, these are people who have eaten together. These are people who have stayed, that might be an exaggeration, who have stayed in the same room, slept in the same room, and they are now saying, hey, my interest is losing grip, and therefore I must make noise. I must not allow it to go like that. Because when you are talking about Ekiti, you are talking about a Fayose supporting Wike. When you are talking about Imo and the rest, you are talking of Ayaun, who is loyal, you know, to Nyesom Wike, and is being ruled by APC. So it's about you governors, you can take charge of the states that you are governing, but for these states that you're not governing, I must take charge. And let us go and face the battle, whatever date. Because for these congresses to be redone, it means 15 is not possible. You understand? I would have preferred that Wike should have raised this issue earlier, before now, and let us trash it. Let's look at the process, whether it was good or it was not good. I don't have what transpired in those states. So, having said that, let's get it clear. It is about politician versus politician. This is not about, let's take it to the south and take it to the north. And the other demands of, let's take the chairmanship to the North Central. I think we have gone beyond that. That's my view.
But talking about credibility, you know, now that the governors are saying they're insisting that November they're going to have this thing done, 15th, that it's going to be done, there's a possibility the Nyesom Wike and his allies might boycott this thing. Now, how credible will the convention be if Nyesom Wike and his allies boycott this convention?
But the question people often ask before now is that, why is it very difficult for the PDP, NEC, governors to deal with Wike, to suspend him or remove him from the party? Why is it difficult? It is because it's a factor in their party. If it's not a factor, he has followers. And mind you, throughout the time they were out of power, somebody was sponsoring PDP. They had collected money one day to build a national secretariat, and they could not build anything for 12 years. So somebody was sponsoring the party. So that thing makes you a factor. So the thing is that, like I said, except there is reconciliation for that day, PDP may have lost the last chance to remain a viral party. Because any politician, it's a game of numbers. Like he said, everybody wants to control his structures. Look at what happened in Rivers State now. It is now clear to anybody that can discern that if Fubara should go back to office, it's going to be like a lame dog. Because the other, and he has to play along with the party that has control over 20 local governments. They considered 3, and that 3 local government belongs to Wike. He was able to win his local. He deliberately allowed his party, to win the PDP there and some other things. So you see, the thing is that it's a game of numbers. They are all playing games. But like I said, it's a very dangerous move for the PDP not be able to reconcile their differences. And for that November 15, if they could not do that, I don't know the time they have between November and probably June next year to be able to do that.
All right, gentlemen. In Rivers State, I think there's something they call the Rainbow Coalition, where, you know, but that's for Rivers State. But we need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. Still Journalist Hangout. All right, still Journalist Hangout. If you just joined us, okay, we're still talking PDP. All right, now the PDP. Looking at this face-off between the PDP governors and Nyesom Wike and the former governors, allies. Okay, but how might this face-off affect PDP's chance of presenting a united front ahead of 2027?
You see, it's something they will continue to battle. It is normal to have this kind of challenges when you're in the opposition. It takes a lot to galvanize opposition to have one voice. You know, that's one of the reasons why you must give kudos to Buhari, Tinubu. Don't forget that before it worked in 2015, they had tried it in 2011.
Yes.
The coalition didn't work. I hope you remember. There was even the CPC then. There was a discussion to have, you know, a Buhari with an ACN candidate. It didn't work. It's about what do you want to give me? What do you want to give me? And the other one was saying, don't worry, I will give you ministerial slot. He said, no, ministerial, I don't want ministerial, I want vice president. Because if you give me ministerial, the ministerial can be fired.
Exactly.
Sure. It's an appointee of the president.
Do you understand? So all these discussions only point to one thing. There must be give and take. And for the PDP, it's like a lot of things went wrong in 2023. And in my personal view, it's not easy to fix it in the next 2 years. In my personal view, because it has gone to the level of you have a Wike who is working in an APC-led government. You have a Seyi Makinde who worked vigorously, you understand, for the APC candidate. You had 5 governors who worked, and these 5 had not fully said that they have left Bola Tinubu. So you don't just come and say, we will become formidable again. I'm talking politics now. I'm not talking morality.
I understand.
Do you understand? So technically speaking, when you now have this PDP, you've been able to chase out, because that's my language now, you've been able to chase out an Atiku, and you now want to come back. After you've come back, you now want to edge me out of the equation. That's Wike now, saying, after all I have done, pardon my language, after buying you clothes, after doing Ashwebi, doing everything, you want to kick me out of the new equation. Mba. So that's what I see here.
But the PDP governors insisting on the convention venue, the convention date. What does this suggest? Is it a show of strength or political desperation?
I won't use the word desperation. It's protection of their own elected self-interest within the party.
Not a show of strength.
Not necessarily, because if they don't protect their own interest, then politics is about interest, and it is about power. And politics is a game of numbers. If you don't have the numbers, you cannot drive your interest forward. Mind you, they are trying to avoid the situation that the party will be faced with a fait accompli in 2027, where some of them who are already serving this government will work against the party. Mind you, there are some people within the PDP governors who are also interested in 2027. I didn't
remember
there are some of them who are interested
talks,
in 2027.
They are inviting the former president talks about
Peter Obi, and some other things. So they want to have a solid house. But as far as I'm concerned, if they are able to maintain a semblance of unity, they can still gather more influence than the other opposition party. Because for it is crystal clear now that the only party that can oppose this present government is PDP, whether you like it or not. Because ADC has become a toothless bulldog.
They didn't show.
They had a litmus test, and they failed that litmus test.
Although they said they will surprise.
Well, I don't know if they
said they will surprise Nigerians.
It's going to come for them. It's not about social media. It's about election. Election is not about social media.
It is also expected that politicians must tell you the election to win. Today, I will give you one funny example. There's a presidential candidate I knew then, and he was telling me, Kayode, we need media, we need this. And I was saying, okay, I knew he was going nowhere. Do you know that on the day of election, this man was telling me that, okay, by 2027. I said, what happened to 2023? He has forgotten that. He said he's going to the election to win, but he knows he just wants to be a presidential candidate. And Wike also said that there are some who just want to be presidential candidates. Good. PDP should never come out to say that 2027 is a fait accompli for them. Any party should go and try its law.
Sure.
After all, you know the story of Otedola in Lagos. You understand? This was somebody who stood no chance.
No chance at all.
But because of the crisis in the major
leveraged on it,
and he became the governor. And for history to be rewritten, his name is there as a former governor.
So one would have expected the PDP to be more united than even the ruling party. Because in 2015, it was people who were leaving the ruling party for the opposition party. But the reverse is the case now, and that further weakens the PDP. Like I said, no matter what level of desperation or interest, there are some people who are still committed in PDP, wanting to maintain that party. And this is the time they have. As far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, as far as we can see, PDP is the only party now that can pose a semblance of strong opposition to this government.
I guess the Saraki-led Reconciliation Committee, you know, they still have their job cut out for them. They still need to do a lot of reconciliation, you know, from both sides. The Wike and his allies and the PDP governors. If it's not sorted out, they could have a parallel convention. They
have a parallel convention, then usually they will remain in court until the election.
Exactly.
And they remain in court.
But anyway, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Kayode Dende, thank you so much for doing this with us. Appreciate you. Tunde Abaton, as always, thank you so much for doing this with us. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria. And up next is Beyond the Headlines.